All right, guys, little change of pace here. I'm working on my fiance's 97 Mustang today. Unfortunately, it's not the 5.0. It's the GT 4.6, but it's still a V8. It's a fun car to drive. We pretty much take it out on the weekends and stuff on nice days when we can have the top down. It's really nice. It's been a little bit sluggish lately, though. So we're going to be replacing the spark plugs. We got some NGKs there. It's a pretty good name brand. And then the coils as well. And you can see those are the coils right there. One per side. So let's get right into it. All right, so I think we're going to do the plugs first. I didn't order any wires because these wires have been replaced recently by the former owner. And they're in good shape. And again, this car doesn't have that many miles on it since those were installed, so I think the plug wires are fine. We're going to start with the plugs. The four on that side are relatively accessible. You can see them right down there. So that orange connector, that's for your fuel injector, and then you've got your spark plug boot right there, and it just pulls straight up. Those four are very accessible over there. We might have to get a little creative on this side. I might have to take this air cleaner tube out to get to the two on there. So let's get after it. Okay, guys, we have a 5/8 deep socket here that fits our new spark plugs and our old ones, of course. You can see this one right here has a little metal rubber boot in it, and that holds the spark plug in so that you don't drop it down when you're inserting it. I don't have one of those for 5/8, so I'm just going to hold it with my finger at the end and be very careful inserting the plugs. All right, I've got the first plug out. You can see it's pretty bad. It's real rusty. The electrode's pretty worn. What I thought was cool was it's actually the same exact name brand as the replacement one that I got at eBay, so I got lucky on that one. So they're both NGKs, so these new ones should work just fine. All right, here's another pro tip for you. I was having a lot of trouble getting the spark plug to stay in there and retrieving the old one out of the hole without that little rubber piece in there I was talking about. So I found some old rubber I had in the garage, cut a piece off and put it down there in the socket. It's only on one side, but it's enough to grip the ceramic part of the spark plug. So let me try to do this while I'm still filming. And now I can put it in there without it falling out. One thing you always want to do before you do any kind of torquing is when you're putting your new plug in, always screw it in as much by hand as you possibly can. Get as many threads in there, because if you don't know if you're cross-threaded, it's hard to see down in there. So if you don't do that and you just start ratcheting on it, you're probably going to cross-thread it and you're going to have a real bad day. Some people use NEC's lubricant on the threads. I do not. I just never have, and I don't have any on me right now, so I really can't. If I did have some, I'd do it just for the sake of the video, but I've had good luck, and I've never had on any of my vehicles the plugs get stuck down in there. So all right, driver's side's completely done, all brand new in there, had no issues. This side's going to be a little more interesting because I have one accessible right there, but then I have two under here, and that one all the way in the back. That one might be interesting too. But to get to the second and third ones here, I'm gonna have to take this air cleaner assembly out. So it's like 1, 2, 3 hose clamps, a couple electric connectors, band, and I probably need to clean out this filter box anyway, so not bad. Okay, that wasn't so bad. It came out quite easily. There's the two tubes that were connected up there, disconnected from the intake there. Got the filter box down here. That filter looks like it's in kind of tough shape. It looks like it's gotten wet. So I may be replacing that soon. I believe right here is your mass airflow sensor right in there. I was wondering about this setup because I've never seen a cone filter on a stock car before. I might just be really ignorant, but on all cars I've worked on, those are usually aftermarket. But that manufacturer date code right there says 97, which matches the year the car was built. So I believe this is OEM setup. If you guys have a 97, let me know if yours looks like that. All right, all of the spark plugs are now replaced. That one right up by the firewall right here, that was a bear to get to. But you have to just find the correct angle. I had to kind of go in there, and it's kind of angled at a 20-degree angle, which if this car was level, my driveway is a little bit tilted down, so it may be more straight up and down for you, but it's not perfectly 90 degrees from the ground. So keep that in mind and just be real careful when you're getting your socket in there. So those are all good. I did test fire it to make sure I have everything connected correctly. It already sounds better, but now we're going to replace these packs, the coil packs. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace them one at a time. The new ones did not come with new bolts, so I have to reuse those existing bolts. What I'm going to do is unbolt those 4 bolts. I already unplugged this connector. It's got 2 little tabs on the side, so you have to kind of pull these out a little bit and kind of wiggle it back and forth to get it off. But it didn't come out too bad. So that looks like, yeah, that's the original Motorcraft. So this thing hasn't been changed since 1997. So anyway, I'm just going to move it up there, put the new one on, and then I'll just one for one replace the wires so I don't forget what order they go in. Oh, by the way, that bolt size right there is a 9/32 standard socket. And they weren't torqued very tight. I loosened them up now, and I should be able to get them out with my fingers now. But yeah, just like the spark plugs were 5/8 of an inch, these are also standard instead of metric. So I guess back in this day, Ford still used standard measurements. All right, she's installed and torqued down, connected the main power connector there. Now I'm going to move these wires over one at a time. And probably shouldn't have started with this one. Oh, I need to take that cable thing off so I can rearrange them a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna move this one down first. To release these, you're just gonna squeeze on these little guys, and this whole little cap slides up, and then this pulls out just like a regular spark plug wire. So we're gonna do that, then we're gonna do the other side. All right, she's fired up and running. Everything's put back together, put the air cleaner back together. I have to get a new air filter for that, so I just blew it out the air compressor for now. But hopefully you can hear me over the sound of the engine. It sounds really good. It sounds a lot better than on those old rusty plugs I just pulled out of there. So take her for a little test drive, and I'll see you guys on the next video.